Hey Vikings, I'm Reily Dominy with the BHS Norseman podcast, and I'm here with Maria Trevino, Director of Marketing and Resource Development at the Boys and Girls Club, and Fatima Burgueno, Director of Programs and Latino Outreach. Thank you both for being here with us today.
Thanks for having us
Thank
today.
you. Yes.
Of course. Okay, so I know the Boys and Girls Club has been in the community for a long time. What is the purpose of the club and what services does it provide?
The purpose of the Boys and Girls Club is to serve all area youth ages 6 to 18. So if you're an area student, you are welcome to join and attend the Boys and Girls Club. We work to serve all area youth with programs focused on academic outreach, healthy lifestyles, and academic success, and character and leadership. So all of our programs that we offer focus on one of those three core areas. But we offer after school and summer programs. So those are our two memberships. We have an after school membership that runs the duration of the school year. And then our after school or summer membership is for the months of June and months of July. So that membership is available, like I said, to all area youth. Most of our members come and see us every day. We've got a lot of kids that come to the club every afternoon. Bryan ISD buses bring a lot of the kids to us. We do actually have a bus route from Bryan High that brings some students to us every afternoon, as well as lots of other area schools. And the programs vary every afternoon. So it's always something different, always something fun. There's a meal involved every afternoon that's made from scratch in our kitchen. And also after school tutoring and homework help is offered as well. So lots of great things that area students and youth can take advantage of at the club.
That's awesome. How do you hope the club helps teens within the community?
So I'll take that one. So traditionally, because we are an after-school program and most teens feel like I'm good, I don't need to be somewhere, even if my parents are working. You know, I've either got things to do or I have a place I can be. Our teen membership has been low, like I said, traditionally. And so in my position as director of programs, one of my goals initially was to reach out to teens more. But my first thought was trying to get them in for club hours until I realized it wasn't necessarily about bringing them to our after school club hours, but meeting them where your needs are, where teens want to be. And so that's why we've started some new initiatives this year, including like our monthly teen nights, which are on Saturday evenings. And it's literally just a place to hang out. And this last time we had like a DJ and we have food and it's like open gym and it's just very casual, laid back. And that just seems like something that's not only more appealing to teens, but it's a cooler place to be than coming in every day after school with all the little kids.
And something the community needs a lot. I mean, as a parent, my kids are 13 and 16, and I know there's not many places for teens to hang out in town. And y'all, teens get tired of Grand Station and Big Shots all the time. And, so when there's, it's just nice to have another place in town that's just y'all's, no parents. It is chaperone. There is security present, just to make sure everyone's safe. But it's just a fun place to hang out. There's pool tables, foosball, Xboxes, a full-size gym where you could do pickup games of basketball or kickball or dodgeball or whatever you want to do. So it's just a really nice area to hang out and just with your friends.
Right. And good food, which is always good for teens.
I know y'all just mentioned several things that students enjoy, but what are some of the things that have been implemented over the last few years to get more students involved?
Well, I know one of the big things, I'll start by saying we do have a new facility. So if you are familiar with the Boys and Girls Club, that served the area for decades, traditionally our location, or maybe your parents came to the Boys and Girls Club when they were younger and told you stories about it. But traditionally it was always on William J. Bryan, just past downtown Bryan as you drove through downtown. But we moved to a new facility in February of 22. So it's been about a year and a half. And with that new facility, it's way bigger, double the size of our old facility. Like I said, a brand new full-size gym, lots of basketball goals. It does have that full kitchen in it now that allows us to cook meals for special events or every day after school for our members. So it affords us a lot more opportunity, and it's just a lot. There's an art and design room, a library, classroom spaces, and a lot of fun areas, a teen room where y'all can hang out. So that has been an amazing thing for our growth. It's at 1910 Beck Street now, right in the middle, kind of behind Jane Long, if y'all went to Jane Long. And it's right near that area. So that's been a huge game changer for us. Just in that new location allowed us to serve a lot more kids. So now we have about 130 to 150 members that come see us every afternoon. The club has grown a lot just with the new location. And then Fatima has, in her role in director of programs, I think I'll let her speak about some of the programs she's implemented that's helped with the growth as well.
Yeah, so I was going to piggyback off of that a bit. So last year we were able to bring a college readiness program, and a handful of our members took advantage of that, but we're hoping to either bring back the same or something similar. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It is taking like screeners that give you your ideal careers based on your hobbies and interests, and then based on that, what are the best colleges in the state and the country that you could study those different professions or tracks down, and then what kind of testing you need to do, and then prep for it. And so all kinds of things to kind of get you started and ready for after, or if your endeavors are more entrepreneurship or something, or a trade school. It just kind of gets you in that mindset and gives you the pathway to it. So that's one of the programs that I feel is more specific to teens, and especially those that are like later in their high school career. But Maria mentioned something like we have a specific teen space within the club, and that's new as well. In the past, we always had our age groups divided, and since we only had a handful of teens, they were just kind of with our 10 to 12-year-olds. But that's a really big difference. You're 16, you don't want to be with 10 and 12-year-olds. And I say that with lots of love because I have an 11-year-old, but it's just not the same. There's a big difference. So starting August of this year, we carved out a space that is just for our teens. And right now we have about 5 of them regularly coming to that. But since our first teen night in September, I've got at least 6 that are like, I want to be here. I want to come into that. And there's a couch, there's an Xbox, there is a little area where you can set up a laptop. Like, it is very teen friendly, and not having to mingle or mix with the younger kids. It makes a big difference. And so they go in there, they kind of have their own space to set their things down, and their own programming that is more relaxed, laid back, not
focus on things that interest teens and
yeah,
where y'all are in life,
sure,
and the things that you need to know. I love the things at the Boys and Girls Clubs, because I think that the programs focus on the things that are not school related. So y'all get so much academics, and you're given so much information, and you're trying to pass a test. But at the Boys and Girls Club, it really is focused on those life skills, those character and leadership things, those things that you need to know to be successful at life, no matter what you do, whether you go to college or you go to a trade, or whatever path, whatever interest you have in life. The things and the skills that you get at the Boys and Girls Club will serve you in all those areas, and we get to focus on those really, really core important skills that is not academic in nature, but equally important to your success in life. So that's something I really love about the club. And the cool thing too about being in the teens or coming to the club right now is it's a special time. As Fatima said, there's a lot of new. And so the teens that are coming to the club, and if you choose to be a part of that, you get to be a part of shaping that and growing that. And we want to hear the input from teens when they come, what you like, what you don't like. And then we'll continue to mold and shape the programs and space and areas to suit your needs. Yeah.
I mean, and just as an example, right now that group is doing a program that focuses a lot on their mental health, and that's such a hot topic right now. I think everywhere, but particularly in teens. I have a niece and 2 nephews that are triplets, and they're seniors, and a lot of the things that we talk about when we just have conversations are that of, mental health and the state of how they're feeling and not being able to express that. And so our teens that are coming regularly will come in, and they have like this little jot down of how they're feeling that day and what's making them upset or what's made them happy, what are things that regularly make them upset. And it's just kind of a moment to reflect on what they're feeling. And like I said, I have an older boy, and initially when he did that, he was like, "Ugh, mom, gag feelings," but now he loves it, and we're having to stay a little bit later just because it's so. It gives that space to say what I'm really feeling and who is hacking me off, and who's making me feel this way or that, and why. And I think it's a good space to do that. Sometimes when you are a teen, everything's a rush. You're running here or there, whether it's with your activities or all the things that are happening, and this just gives you a moment to pause. So.
Yeah. What are like the difficulties in getting older kids involved in the club?
I know as a parent, like I said, of teens, there's a ton of demands on your time, both from school and extracurriculars, church things. There's lots of things pulling you, jobs. Yeah, exactly. Pulling you in different directions. So it's just a time thing. It's always hard. But like I said, we really are trying to meet the unique needs of the teens in the area. And creating, like I said, those teen nights. It's not so much that we expect that teens will be at the club every day after school, like most of our members are, that we see every day. But having those special programs for teens, like that are outside of those normal, times after school, that will allow you, whether it's evenings or weekends. Not too early in the morning. So, hey, I like to sleep in too. So, just to make sure that we, are giving those programs and opportunities at the time that's meaningful and that will allow teens to come when y'all have some free time.
Yeah. And if I can, I guess there's a couple of things I want to clarify. And I say this for my own misconceptions before I became more involved in the Boys and Girls Club movement. But there is this misconception that there's like a certain demographic or a certain requirement to be part of a Boys and Girls Club. And that is non-existent. Mm-hmm. There is no requirement. There's no income requirement. There is no, minority requirement.
School district.
Really, it's just down to age and
being a current student.
Yeah, and being a current student and, getting a spot before we run out of space because that tends to happen. Although, like I said, we do still have space for our teens, specifically 13 to 18. But that is one thing that I feel is a common misconception. And the other is that and Maria touched on it a bit, is that this is academic. Mm-hmm. Yes, there is opportunities for academic help if that is needed, but this is more about character building and just getting you ready for life. Mm-hmm. And it's not like...
It's allowing you to lean into your passions. That's why we have an art design room. That's why we have a full-size gym for those that love athletics.
Right. We have a dance instructor from A&M, a student from A&M that comes in, and dance club and TikTok club. And
So we just allow a space to lean into your passions, what you love outside of school, and just grow your interest in those areas. So that's what I love about the club too.
Yeah. How do the older kids play a role in the success of the club?
I think definitely being an example is the biggest one. It's very clear when our older members, our youth, are being an example to the younger ones. Just the environment at the club's a little easier. We don't have as many big behaviors and
leaders.
That's right. Where they are becoming leaders, and they in turn inspire the younger ones to want to do the same. And it just happens naturally when you're doing something that you like, when, like Maria mentioned a minute ago, you're leaning into interests and things, and you're expanding on talents and hobbies that you may already have. You're happy. And when you're doing that, you are becoming a leader in whatever area that is. And so then those younger kids are coming up and they are watching the youth and they're wanting to do the same and they're emulating, and overall it just starts expanding, and then eventually you have a community-wide effect.
They really shape the culture of the club as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, and how was the participation at the last teen night?
So that was really exciting for me. I will be honest that it was the very first, and this is kind of a whole new endeavor. And so I was really nervous that it was going to be like one kid or not one kid.
Just like you have one team. Anytime you have a party, you're always afraid. What if somebody doesn't come?
What if nobody comes? What if nobody shows up? We got all these plans. And then there was an option to pre-register, but it wasn't required. And so the night before I look, and there were 3. And I was like, no, my worst nightmare. I really thought, I was like, well, great. We'll have a good time with these 3 and it'll be great. We ended up having more than 10. Only 2 of those are registered members, which means that the rest are just from the greater community that showed up. And I mean, by the end of the night, and we were there for 2 hours, but we had a DJ and we had open gym and we had nachos and we were just literally hanging out. Even I myself was just sitting and eating nachos and just talking to teens in a real casual setting. And by the end of the night, every one of them was like, okay, can we have a 3-hour one next time? I'm bringing my friends next time. Yeah. And there were like 5 or 6 of them, like I said, that asked, can we be part of the club? Like, I'd really like to come here just normally after school on days when I have time. Yeah. Which is another thing. It's not an attendance thing.
Mm-mm.
So
drop in whenever you want.
Yeah, it's a drop in as you need, as you want, as you can. So if you are a teen member, that doesn't mean you're expected to be there every single day. You come once a week. Cool. We'd love to see you once a week.
Yeah.
So.
Our hours after school starting at 3:00, and then we're open till 7:00 every Monday through Thursday. We close at 6:00 on Friday, so we're open into the evening.
And again, food every night.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to, if a member wants to stop by for 30 minutes an hour, great.
Yeah.
If you want to, come for the whole time, great. If you want to come one day a week, fine. If you want to come one day a month, that's fine too.
Yeah,
so
super flexible.
Total open door.
Yeah.
And when is the next teen night?
The next one is Friday, October 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. And so we did that intentionally. Originally it was Saturday, but Saturday is the Aggie and
Alabama game.
Thank you. Bama game. And so we know there's going to be a lot of people doing that. And we just thought, you know what, let's give those the opportunity to do that will. And so we shifted. Most of them will be Saturday evenings. That's the only one that will be Friday. We also checked it against the Bryan High football games. And that's the one that worked out.
The other thing I'm excited about for it to be on a Friday night is it's First Friday.
Yes.
So I know First Friday is not your scene, but your parents are always trying to drag you out to First Friday. Tell them to drop you off at the Boys and Girls Club. Let them go hang out, walk around First Friday and do all the shopping and go into all the things that you don't want to go do. And you can hang out at the Boys and Girls Club just down the street, and they can pick you up when they're done.
Yeah. And just as a sneak preview on that teen night on Friday, October 6th, we plan to have barbecue and either laser tag or a Nerf war. Our gym will transform, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So every night, every teen night we're working to have a different theme, different food, different activity. So it's always going to be something a little bit different.
Right. But if that's not your thing and you still want to come, you can hang out in the cafe or in the game room. Like, there's options. So
we'll continue
something
to
for
have
everyone.
Teen night every month. There'll be one in November, one in December.
Mm-hmm.
And so that'll all be on our website as well, on our Facebook page and Instagram.
Yep.
How has your involvement with the Boys and Girls Club impacted you?
I guess, I'll go first. I guess so. I'm a former teacher. I taught first and second grade for 10 years and loved it. But like everybody, COVID turned my world upside down. And so it ended up causing a major shift for my family. And we moved back here to Aggieland because I am an Aggie. So my husband and I lived here years ago and were married here and then moved away and came back. But I never expected, I guess, to be involved with the Boys and Girls Club. My parents are on the board in Polk County, that Boys and Girls Club, and I heard about it growing up, and I even performed because I sing. So I performed at a couple of events for the club there, but it was just never something that I was directly involved with. But Maria here and I worked together in a former life when I was a college student at a law firm, and she reached out to me, and it was just kind of one of those serendipitous things. Like, I was looking for something. She was looking for somebody like me. She reached out to me, and I thought, well, maybe. And yeah, it just kind of happened. But it has been amazing. It's been such a great experience for I have 3 boys, and my 2 oldest are now members of the club. And initially it was kind of a convenience, it's my job. So it's easy for them to bus over and be with me. But now it's so great. Like I said, my oldest wants to be there for the teen programming, and the youngest is like, these are my friends. And it's been a great experience, I think, all around for our family and me individually and professionally. So yeah.
And I've learned a lot about the Boys and Girls Club. My career experience has been in the legal field and the healthcare field. Never done anything with youth before, but that's the kind of the fun thing about doing marketing. And my role is that you can do marketing for any kind of industry you're interested in. And so I love working with nonprofits and was drawn to the mission of the Boys and Girls Club. But it's changed me, and just knowing about the movement, the Boys and Girls Club nationally, and how that shapes the youth of the nation, and the legacy that it's had of shaping the youth of this nation and of the area. There's so many local leaders. Our current mayor included, Bobby Gutierrez, is a former member of the Boys and Girls Club. So there's so many people here locally. Ask your parents when you go home, ask them about the Boys and Girls Club. Maybe they were members. Maybe they knew someone that was members. Maybe they played on the football team that has a long history of having football and basketball at the Boys and Girls Club. So I've loved learning and hearing people's stories about their experiences here locally at the Boys and Girls Club, and how that shaped the leaders of our community and leaders of our world. Ty Warren is another former member who is coaching now in the NFL, played in the NFL, coached in the NFL. And it's
Isn't
really
Denzel Washington's like the national spokesman.
Yeah, and as a former
Jennifer
member of the Boys and
Lopez.
Girls Club, so many people have gotten their start and credit the Boys and Girls Club with giving them the tools that they needed to be successful in life.
Yeah.
And so I've loved being a part of that and seeing how that's played out in our community and our nation.
That's awesome. And I can't let y'all go without one more question. I know Lester helps out a lot at the Boys and Girls Club. How has he influenced and helped the club?
That's something that I've learned a lot about being at the Boys and Girls Club too. I've known the name of Lester Banks being in the community, but didn't know the depth and breadth of Lester's involvement and love for his community. And you guys see him at here in the high school and yelling at you at the halls to get to class and don't be late. He is on the way in. But when he is not here at the high school, he is at the Boys and Girls Club. And days that Brian and I see with the schedule, when there's staff development days, when there's early release days, the club is open on those days from 8 to 5 on staff development days. And like spring break, fall break, we're going to be open 8 to 5 during those days as well to give our members and youth a safe place to hang out and be. And Lester is there those days when the school is closed, but the club is open. And that's part of our heart and our mission is to be that presence in the community and be that safe space when the school is not in session. Lester's there. And so he's there running dodgeball games. I mean, he's doing all the fun youth things that he probably doesn't get to do a lot of fun stuff here at the school, but he gets to be fun and do all those fun things at the Boys and Girls Club. So he's got decades and decades of service to the Boys and Girls Club, and we're so thankful for him and all he does for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm newer, I guess, to the community because, like I said, I'm a former student, but it's different to live here as a student and with your family and as an established person of the community. And so I didn't know Lester until last year when I joined the Boys and Girls Club, and my initial impression was, oh my gosh, this man hollers all the time. Like he is grumpy. He is so rude. And the very first time I realized he was joking with a stoic face, I was like, oh my gosh, I did not understand. And so after that, it's just been like, all right, smile. Nope, I'm not talking to you too. Smile. We just a great relationship. He is a wonderful person and a huge asset. And I mean, everyone loves him, but our members for sure appreciate what it is that he does there at the club and how special he is to everybody. And I've never met anybody with a bigger heart for area youth and wanting to see each and every one of you succeed. And he will go above and beyond to make sure that every student, if you approach him with a need, he will make sure that he finds a way to take care of that for you. And even our staff. I mean, he's so appreciative of our staff and is very open about that. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah. And is there anything else y'all would like to add to help our students get involved?
Well, for sure. Website is always the information, or always has our information, and it's bgcbv.org, which I know that's a mouthful. It's just an acronym for Boys Girls Club, Brazos Valley. So bgcbv.org.
And I'll meet you where you are.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on Instagram. I'm not on Snapchat yet. I'm not on TikTok. We're not on TikTok. We'll get there. Hey, if y'all have a passion for that though and want to come to the club and help us get a TikTok started, I'd be all about that.
Yes.
So, but
I mean, we're on the Facebook, but I know that's old people now.
Yeah, we're on Instagram. So on Instagram, it's BGC Brazos Valley. So follow us there, stay up to date, share our posts. That would be share our stories. That would help out a ton to spread the word to your friends and students in the community. Kids in College Station, kids in Bryan. I just love that the Boys and Girls Club gets to be that melting pot and that mixture of all the kids, homeschool, charter school, College Station, Bryan, even kids in the outline areas. You've got friends in Snook, you've got friends in Caldwell. Come and hang out at a teen night. Invite them into town and tell them to come and hang out. And then it's just a lot of fun. And then we have some UPS road code events coming up this fall as well. If you're just started driving, we'll be driving soon. It's a distracted driving workshop. It'll get you a discount on your insurance, and it'll also we raffle off a
free driving course.
Yeah, free driver's ed course
driving school
to one person that comes and participates at each one of those sessions.
Yeah, we did have one we hosted here, actually, thankfully. Your principal was awesome enough to let us use the space in the summer. And we had 42 teens here who now have insurance discount and... one of them won Austin Driving School driver's ed program valued at like $400.
$400.
Yeah. So,
and it's just a morning class. So we'll be announcing those dates. I'll be putting that on the Instagram as well. But yeah, please follow us on Instagram and check us out.
Yep.
Of course. Thank y'all so much for being with us today.
Thank you.